The gloves are off as the world keenly watches the global tariff showdown. Just hours after U.S. President Donald Trump gave 90 countries a 90-day reprieve for his administration's 10% reciprocal tariff to export duty-free items to America, international media reports cite that he may consider extending that pause. Well, the Prime Minister isn't downplaying the dangers the Bahamas faces right now, but he's confident the Bahamas can overcome any moment of economic peril. Altavis Munnings leads us off tonight with more on the Prime Minister's address on the implications of the U.S. tariffs. Good evening, Altavis.
And good evening to you, Makushla. Well, at the outset, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis declared the Bahamas has had a friendly and productive relationship with the United States for decades. But he wants to make it clear that the country is facing new challenges due to that 10% reciprocal tariff to export duty-free to the United States imposed on the Bahamas. Now, he pointed out that if the 10% tariff on Bahamian goods imported into the United States remains, Bahamian exporters in multiple industries will soon feel the impact. The Prime Minister confirmed that his government has been in contact with United States officials regarding the change in policy, and they're working now with fellow Caribbean countries on collective diplomatic efforts. He's also speaking with Bahamian exporters and working to understand whether there are short-term policies that could be enacted to cushion out the fallout.
My government has taken trade diversification seriously from the start, which means that for the first time, our country has in place an agency dedicated to expanding trading opportunities and a national trade policy. Significant efforts to create new trade relationships were already underway, and those efforts will now be intensified. The new tariffs are likely to cause new inflationary pressures, which would mean higher prices for Bahamian consumers. For a country like ours, higher prices will add to what is already an unbearable high cost of living. We are very concerned about the impact on Bahamian families.
The minister admits tourism may take a hit from these tariffs. The government's relying on its new energy reform plan and that 5% value-added tax reduction of food store items to reduce the burden of high prices. And while the government touts the recent Moody's credit rating from stable to positive, Prime Minister Davis acknowledged that their report did state the country remains vulnerable to external shocks. And this is why he affirms that his government is doing all it can to mitigate economic peril at any cost.
Today, we face new risks amid enormous uncertainty. The U.S. tariffs are the highest they have been in more than a century. And since then, of course, the world's economies and supply chains have become intertwined in complex ways, making it difficult to predict with precision what happens next. Brothers and sisters, we may be in uncharted territory, but we know how to survive storms. We have always found a way to create opportunities out of uncertainty, to forge clarity and purpose from chaos and confusion.
The Prime Minister is confident, Makushla, the country will pursue a constructive path forward as we seek blessings and prosperity for all of our citizens and for all of our neighbors, including our friends in the United States of America. Back to you.